What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. I've not made a video in so long, but I'm gonna definitely start doing more regularly because I miss doing it. Right, so this here is my brother's CRF 125F that this throttle on it is sticking just terribly. And hopefully we don't need to pull the carburetor out to see if anything is wrong up in there. That thing there, which just, you can just turn it loose and it'll eventually come undone. And then it just slides up, and that's where your pin and everything is. Be careful not to lose, careful not to bend that pin, otherwise you'll have trouble. Much trouble. There'll be some more videos on this one, so go check the channel out. First of all, we'll undo that one there. Right, then once you've done that, it's pretty all limp, and you can just undo the rest of it with your finger, and there we go. Right, next part, we have to take off that one and that one there. Right, now that those two are out, you should just be able to slide that off. Wash that plastic bit, so if people have done this and don't know what way this goes around, it goes in that way. So make sure you know what way that comes out and just set that aside. Right, now what you can do is, in here's a little slit, and slide the little ball. Normally it's a ball, this one's like a cylinder, but you slide it out, and then the rest of everything should just pop off. So I'm pretty sure it was jamming all the way up through here. Yeah, there's a bit of dirt and stuff in there. So now you can get some petrol and just give it a clean. Right, once you've done that, I like to grab a toothbrush and a bit of petrol and just make it all, clean it all up nicely. Dunk it in there, give it a little wash. I do have a parts washer like right here. But for these little ones, I don't bother turning on the pump, which is just a switch, but it's easier just to get a bit of stronger stuff. Make sure you get right down in the little grooves. Give it a nice good scrub. Right. Dip your thing in and give it a scrub in the inside. You see, I got a bit of petrol there and it goes all slippery as. So if you can, try and avoid it. But if you got some brake cleaner, which I do, which is a good start. So this is a brake cleaner that I use. It's actually pretty good. It's not sponsored, by the way. I wish you guys could start paying me if you want. But this here is a good brake cleaner that you can clean it all off with if you don't want to use petrol, but I find petrol's quite fine. So once you've given that a clean, you know, wipe it down a bit. This piece isn't actually too dirty, so it means that the cord isn't too bad. So I won't bother greasing the cord. Lubing it, sorry. Grease. Right, so over here it's not too bad actually. It's got a bit of dirt on it. So what I like to do is just grab your petrol and your toothbrush, old toothbrush, and you just give it a nice scratch down to make it all nice and clean. Now whatever you do, do not put grease on here, otherwise you'll get dirt and dust in there and it will cake up in there and it will make it hard to twist it, and then it will just end up being a trouble, and then you have to do it all over again. So don't put grease on here. This here is quite fine and slippery if you just clean it off with petrol, because petrol's got oils in it. And now we'll make sure no dirt's in there, which there is a bit, so we'll give that a clean out too. So you just unscrew it off the cable. Right, now that is spick and span clean in it, and that there is a drain hole. So same thing, don't put grease in here guys, because I've seen people do it before and it clogs up that little hole. If your bike doesn't have it, you don't really need it, but it's good to have them there. And if you wish to have one there, if you're trail riding, it's pretty good if you're going through mud and water, because it just all drains out. So if you haven't got one, I'd recommend drilling one in there if you need to. And now you just reassemble it. So you put this here on first with your grease. Put this little cable guide up in here. Right, now when all of that is on, then you can go ahead and put the other side on and the bolts. Right, also one thing, when you're tightening down these bolts here, it also pays to put your hand on top and twist the throttle back a bit and then screw them in with the hand that you're not holding the camera with, because you probably won't be holding the camera. Anyway, so screw those two in and then give it a test and make sure it's well up against there, so then your hand guard could go on if you had a hand guard. So tighten those ones up. I like to tighten the top one first, then the bottom one. Don't crank them down so hard, because I've seen people do that and then they just end up stripped, and yeah, I'll stop there. Anyway, so top one first and then do the bottom one. Right, then once you've done that, you don't need to tighten them so tight, just make sure it's tight enough that you can't pull that there over. Now she's nice and snappy. Right, now we'll chuck the handguard on it. It's multitasking and a half, holding a massive camera and doing this at the same time. So yeah, as you can see, it's not locking up, and you probably won't be able to hear me because it's gonna be windy, so turn the volume down. Oh yeah, that's going good.